Oh, it's another day here at the Comeback Team Studios. I know you missed me. There's a lot going on. There's so much to catch up on. There's so much to talk about. If it's your first time tuning in, you're listening to one of the top-ranked podcasts in the world. Top 2% to be exact. And if you're joining us on Spotify, I want to say thank you because we're in the top 5%. My name's Bek Lover, New York socialite, local celebrity, motivational speaker. I gather all the news from around the world, and I give you my spin on what's happening and what might be coming. And there's no doubt in my mind that in the next couple of weeks, we will see extraordinary events that will occur here in the nation of America, or Babylon as I call it, or Rome in its final days as I call it, or Weimar Germany before it's World War II as I call it. But in any event, there's so much that's happened. I missed you. I hope you missed me too. Make sure you drop a subscribe and a comment because I do read them and I do respond. Please don't spam the channel. I've had people getting mad because if you're going to spam my channel with the same comment over and over and over again, I'm going to remove it. We can read it once. We can see it. We don't need it 1,000 times on every single video.
Mom.
Okay? So, whoa. I forgot to turn the phone off and it's connected to the Bluetooth. And it was mommy. Gonna have to hit her back. Just make sure she's okay. In any event, yeah, sorry about that. Hope you like that rock song, jump, ba-na-na-na, jump for your love. Hey, jump. All right, so there's a lot to talk about. If you're joining us on X also, welcome. Let's get into it. We're going to start there with the creator, with the founder of X being called out, being accused of forming an oligarchy, which in some ways, Biden has a point. But you can't call the kettle black, Mr. Biden. If they're an oligarchy, you're definitely one. I'd rather be under their oligarchy. At least under their oligarchy, they know the difference between a man and a woman, a boy and a girl. Since we're screwed anyway, if I have to choose that, at least on this oligarchy with Elon Musk and Donald Trump, I don't have to question if a boy is a boy and a girl is a girl. I'll take it. At least it doesn't insult my intelligence. Because in some shape or form, you all abuse power. You're all going to abuse your power. And what is the lesser of two evils? Well, at this point, you made it very easy for the silent majority to not want to be under your oligarchy. So let's play some of those comments that went viral yesterday. It's just sick, man, the world that we live in, the hypocrisy. Let's play it. Let's play the clip.
We're in a country of some things that give me great concern. This is a dangerous country, and that's a dangerous country.
He's worried now. He's rambling like a fucking fool as usual. Here, let's listen.
Of power in the hands of a very few ultra-wealthy people.
You mean like you? Like your friends? Like the corporations that have bought and paid you? Like the Chinese that you guys were so worried about from an app that you sold the country out for the last 50 years, you career politicians? And to be fair, on the Republican side also, all sellouts, all of them for the last 50 years. I can be fair. Can you be fair? You're worried about oligarchies. You pardoned your son and all types of criminals. You didn't let anybody investigate what was happening, what's been going on in the Ukraine that everyone knows. That type of corruption.
The dangerous consequences if their abuse of power is left unchecked.
Really? No.
Today, an oligarchy is taking shape in America of extreme wealth, power, and influence.
No, what you don't say.
It threatens our entire democracy.
No way.
Basic rights and freedoms.
Really?
And a fair shot for everyone to get ahead.
What type of freedom? The freedom for a minor child whose brain is not fully developed to go behind their parents' back like people that Gavin Newsom, the failure and cancer of California, the complete and utter disaster. But unless the people of California remove him from power, you deserve everything that happens to you. You deserve it all when you allow these type of people to rule your affairs. Because his little speech about freedom and they're taking power, the freedom he's talking about, for example, is for a child to go behind their parents' back and chop off their wee-wee or remove their uterus without even the consent of their parents. that type of oppression, I'd rather be under this oligarchy than if I have to choose the lesser of two evils. Because your oligarchy is sick. It's disgusting. It has no common sense. It takes away the very essence of what it is to be a parent, to be responsible for your child to the age of reason. So if I have to choose, both suck in different ways, I choose this side. Your side, demonic all the way. No chance of coming back. Complete road to hell. Spiritually, monetarily, physically, mentally, you name it. I choose it. I choose it, unfortunately.
We see the consequences all across America. And we've seen it before. More than a century ago. But the American people stood up to the robber barons back then and busted the trusts. They didn't punish the wealthy. Just made the wealthy play by the rules, everybody.
This is the epitome of gaslighting. This is literally a textbook definition of gaslighting. Anyone that has even slightly some intelligence that understands the way this country's been operating. I am not defending the right at all here. They're a part of it. Hopefully this new batch is going to do the right thing. They never do, though. So when people go, oh, you support Trump, and yet, no, I'm praying for a miracle. I don't trust anybody. I don't trust anybody. But if it was choosing this guy and everything they stand for and everything they did right in front of our faces, then I choose the lesser of two evils. That's why. You guys defile God, defile the creation. You make people question X and Y chromosomes, which is common sense logic, and you want to gaslight, and that's what you guys do, and you girls. You gaslight one side, and through their division, you guys rule. Well, not anymore, at least not for now. The Great Awakening has happened. And I do think people on the quote-unquote right are going to hold Trump responsible and his team. I think people are fed up. I think people are sick. So my advice to you Trumpers, I'm talking about him and his picks and Elon Musk and all of you. We're not going to let you off the hook either. We're paying attention. We're pissed. We're sick and tired of these games. We're sick and tired of the games with free speech. We're sick and tired of the games. We're sick and tired of the corruption. We're sick and tired of the wars. We're sick and tired of the destruction. We're sick and tired of the poison in our food. We're sick and tired of all the nonsense. We're sick and tired of our people here not being taken care of. Minorities being left behind in the projects while they welcome in millions and millions of illegal aliens. And I can go on and on and on. Many of them were caught in LA setting fires. Facts. The American people have had enough. This is bigger than right and left. This is literally for our very survival. We are in decline, and in many ways we deserve it. And I'm going to get into that in this episode. We're going to cover all the headlines. I'm going to show you how far off the reservation we've gone as people, as families, as a culture, as a society. We are on the deep end. If we don't switch it around this time around, I really do not think this country will be here. I think God will annihilate this nation, bro. I really do. I really, truly believe that God will destroy this nation very soon if we don't turn the ship, which is why if you supported Trump and all these people and you believe in all these cute things and all these dreams and wild theories that JFK Jr. is alive and the Republic's going to be restored and they're going to get rid of the IRS and they're going to... Let's fucking see it first. Let's see it. Let's see them. Because what I think is no matter what, we're being ushered into a new world order, a crypto technocracy. They're all on the same side now. Zucked, Zuckerberg, they're all together now. And that is a very silent danger that a lot of us are not pointing out because we're happy that they're not censoring us for now. For now. Even though we've seen bits and pieces of it in the last couple of weeks, especially over the visa issue with people like Elon Musk, which is why some people have called him out. But I've told you from day one, I don't trust any of them. until I see the right thing being done across the board. So I don't trust anybody. I don't. These people are disgusting. So the oligarchies.
What else had to? Workers want rights to earn their fair share. You know, they were dealt into the deal.
Dude, just just take your son, man. Take all the money you guys did backdoor deals and under the table, and use because you're not the only one. They all did it. Take the influence and the power that you had to make hundreds of millions of dollars for you and your family and Obama and all of you, and just fuck off into the sunset already. You have pillaged the country enough. All of you. Right and left. Right and left.
It's on a path to building the largest middle class, the most prosperous century any nation.
It makes me sick, man. I don't know anyone. I swear to God. I swear to God. I don't know if there's someone here, if you're watching, man, if they're not pushing down my algorithm because I spoke out against what happened in 2019 and the closing of the world and the game that they played, and we still want justice for our dead. We still want an answer for why that thing got leaked and why our families, we know what happened now, but where's the justice? How come there's no speaking about this? Because guess who was in power when it started too? Donald Trump was in power. Where's the justice for what happened to this nation and the world? The millions of people that lost their lives, the millions of divorces cost, the millions of businesses that shut down. You can't blame that part on Biden. Trump allowed it to happen on his watch. That is a fact. That is a fact. He could have issued executive orders. He could have done things a little differently. Oh, but he was speaking in code and you had to see it. And that's where some of these theories, I want to believe, man. I want to believe in this unicorn called Q and there's going to be this miracle and JFK is alive and fucking, come on, man. Meanwhile, they support the destruction of innocent people all around the world. All of them do. They justify it. There's some rights for you, no human rights for you. Some human rights for you if we need to get something out of your country, but you don't get no human rights because we need your country and we're going to take its resources. Until I see our nation treat other nations with respect and dignity and support human rights, I don't believe in my nation. I want to believe in the America that I was sold as a kid watching these movies. The propaganda was so effective. I thought the presidents were good people, that they would even go in front of danger and give their lives and be righteous. And it worked, man, for a long time. As a child, I thought we were the good guys. I want to be the good guys in those movies for once. I wanted our nation to be this dream nation that treated everyone equally, regardless of their skin color or class, and that the leaders would put the nation before themselves. I want to believe. I want to believe in that dream. That is the American dream. But it's never really existed ever. And not for everyone. That's the truth. We have a very dark past. A lot of nations do. Not picking on America. But these people, man, they're just good talking. Good talkers. They just talk a good game. And so many people have such short attention spans that they can't figure it out, man. They just can't figure it out. I want to believe, man. I want to believe in this country, man. I want to believe we can turn it around, man. We can be one nation under God again, man. Under God. You want to be godless? Okay, you have a right to live here and not believe, but I want some type of morality. I want that Abrahamic faith, that Bible, Torah, Quran, family, morals, just morals, man. And we're going to get into morals on this episode. We're going to talk about that disgusting person who broke a world record for how many men she slept with. We're going to talk about Adam Tutu, who allowed his co-host and they swapped wives. And this is what's being fed to our children. We don't deserve to survive. If you believe in God with what is being fed to our children, whether you're a Christian, a Muslim, a Jew, this is where we can agree. This is where we can agree that we're on the same side when it comes to morality. We're on the same side, man. We're going to perish together, I'm telling you, if we don't stand together. We got some time here. We got a little bit of a nudge that I don't think is because of Donald Trump. It's It's because of God. God gave the American people a chance. He's giving you a chance to wake up before he makes this nation perish like he has made the superpowers before. Like ancient Egypt and Rome and all of them. Babylon, you can go on and on and on. The Ottoman Empire, they all thought they would last forever. And today they're nothing more than stories and books.
The world has ever seen. We've got to do that again. In the last 4 years, that is exactly what we've done. People should be able to make as much as they can, but play by the same rules.
Play by the same rules? Did you play by the same rules? Did you play by the same rules? Did you do anything that was a violation of your responsibility and your trust and your oath of office? Why did your son need a pardon? Why did he need a pardon if he didn't do anything wrong? What about all the deals in Ukraine and China? Were you ethical? Were you playing by the rules? Are the mayors in towns playing by the rules? A lot of towns, powerful people with money, get the mayor and the whole council elected in. Then they pay them off to change zoning laws so they can build buildings that are bigger than what's allowed. And when me and you buy a piece of property, they won't even allow us to turn a house that has 4 units into a 4-family, but they'll let some asshole who donated and played some games build a 20-family building. I can go on and on and on how far this corruption has seeped into our society. It's not just on the national level. They always say, if you want to clean the world, start in your own house. How many of you live in towns where you know there's corruption? Do you call your mayors out? Do you mobilize the residents? Do you push back? Because it starts at the local level. Do you teach your children the right way? It's the little things. America's dying from the death of 1 billion paper cuts. One paper cut ain't going to kill us. But enough paper cuts, we're fucking bleeding out. We are bleeding out. It's been corruption in every direction. From the roads you drive on, to the schools your children go to the food you put into your mouth, to the jobs that were sent overseas, to the policies that they use to destroy other nations and people and annihilate them, like what happened in Gaza. That could have been stopped by the West and America. Like Congo, like what's going on around the world. And we are bleeding out. Like we got, like we're on the table and it's like clear. Like we got one more of those, the defibrillator. We got one more zap. That's what we got. That's what we got. We got one more zap of the defibrillator. We have a small window. And if these people that are going in on Monday, or whatever day, the 20th, if they don't do what they promised you, I am begging you, right people on the right, you better be just as vocal as you were with the left. Because there's nothing worse than someone that makes promises and you put your trust in them and they're going to save America and they're going to change all this shit, and then they do the opposite. You better be as vocal as you've been. We're not out of the woods. We're nowhere near out of the woods. Not even close.
Pay their fair share of taxes.
Taxes. That's the irony. That's an oxymoron.
Went outside.
Oxymoron. Fair taxes. Fair tax. We shouldn't be taxed the way we're taxed. We fought a war against England to not pay these astronomical rates that we pay. And then you have congestion pricing and tolls. These are regressive taxes. These hurt the poor people. Manhattan has become a city of 2 classes officially. And you had people clapping when the governor of New York put in a toll that charges an extra $9 on top of already a $17 toll. And I have a video of that too. I'm going to play that. Let me see if I can get that up. I'm going to play this right now. I want you to see just how quiet it is right now in the streets in New York. I'm going to put this right from my cell phone. I got the new tech, man. We're upgrading, folks. I just want to let you know there's a lot been going on in my personal life. And I have some things going on, some very big deals I'm working on. And what I want you to understand is that I'm going to be ramping things up in a way you guys can't even begin to comprehend. You can't even begin to comprehend. This is today. Let me see here if I can pull this up without exposing myself live here. Just how quiet it is right now. Look at this. In the streets in New York. I'm going to put this right from my cell phone. I got the new tech, man. We're upgrading, folks. I just want to let you know there's a lot been going on in my personal life. Okay, so I'm playing back my own sound here. Let me tell you. So here's a video today. Okay, this video today is me driving into the New York City. Okay, it's the middle of the day. There's no cars going into Manhattan. I loved it. I can afford congestion pricing. Yet I'm more vocal about it than anybody else because I know how unfair it is to people that can't afford it. That's what you're supposed to do. If you have ethics, okay, it doesn't hurt me as much, so who cares? No, it's wrong. It's wrong that poor people can't afford to drive into the city anymore. It's unethical. It is a Hunger Games society. Here I am driving in today. I had a meeting on Wall Street, and there was no traffic. I loved it. I fucking loved it. But I don't love what it does to our city and to our citizens. Here we go. Let's play this thing. No traffic into Manhattan. They've officially created two classes because nobody can afford to pay these types of tolls. Thank you, politicians, for creating a Hunger Games society where only the rich have the advantage of driving into New York City. Thank you, Kathy Hochul. Thank you, Mayor Adams. No traffic. I used to sit in traffic here all day, every day. And now I get to drive like the king that I am. Thank you. So that's what I'm saying. This is two societies, okay? And what else? Guess what? $17 a car, right? Not as many cars coming, right? Means less toll money collected, right? Which means what? How are they going to make that up? On the people on the train and the bus. Oh, you stupid people. You ones that were clapping your hands. They're putting the sign, $9, and you're cheering. Ah! Guess who's going to pay for it? You are. You are. You're going to pay for it. I love it. I'll pay $10 to have no traffic. I'm the kind of guy, if I have the funds, you know, I pay for convenience. I love it. If you can afford it, I go to Universal Studios. Forget the admission fee. I don't do lines, man. I never done lines. God made me fortunate. Thank you. I work hard. I do what I got to do. I go to Universal Studios, my friend. I pay the extra $200 a ticket. I don't leave me and my kids on a line. I was at the airport with my girl. We were down in Miami. Early flight back. And the line was around the block to check in. I mean, it was crazy. Morning flights, I've noticed, are the worst. Morning flights have the worst lines. Sometimes, depending where we're going, I like to take the morning flight because you can capture the day. You know, you can get on that beach before the day's over. But that morning flight can be really rough. Checking in, everyone's there at the same time. The workers are just getting in. Like, it's the worst. It always is the worst. The earliest flights, I'm telling you, as someone that does hundreds of flights, the morning flights are the worst. So they had the guy, he's going through the crowd. He goes, listen, you know, if you pay, I'll get you past this thing in 2 seconds. I said, how much, my man? He goes, you throw me $75 right now. It's done. I said, here you go, brother. My girl was online. I could see it in her face. I said, baby, come on, let's go. She's like, what? Let's go. Boop, 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 boop. Checked in 2 seconds. Boom, I got through the security. Boom. Having a nice coffee, a nice donut. Dunkin' Donuts wasn't even open. That's how early it was. But we didn't wait on that line. That line was an hour and a half of misery. I'll pay for the convenience. So what I'm saying is that when it comes to congestion pricing, it's not fair to the working class. It's not fair to the blue-collar family that they can't drive or afford to drive in their own city. This is disgusting. You charge a state income tax. You're charging sales tax. You're charging income tax. Then the feds take their piece. It is a broken system completely from the city, town, state, nation. And what do they use the money on? Corruption, war, stuff in their friends' pockets. Construction workers, you know, work hard, you know, but the people that own those companies, they get these, you know, these nice fat contracts that never seem to finish. The BQE's been under construction for 30 years, bro. 30 years. That type of corruption. Man, I thought it was going to be a short show tonight, but I just feel like ranting, man. I miss you guys, man. I miss all of you, Michael Hinkle and JJ20 and Scientific and all of you that are here on the live chat. I miss you, man. So don't be cheap. Buy your boy a coffee, man, so I can afford to pay the congestion pricing toll. So I can afford to go into Manhattan and make the content, man. But yeah, it's expensive. Today costed me, okay, and I'm not pouring money, all right? I'm not going, today costed me, I swear to God, I had a meeting because my side business, which I'm going to be speaking a lot about more. I'm going to be working with some of you. I'm putting together a crew of 100 people across the country. You're going to work with your boy. And I'm going to pull you out of poverty. By God's will, we're going to work together. And I'm not Grant Cardone or one of these cheesy dudes. We're going to do it for real. We're going to hustle. You don't got to quit your job. You don't got to do nothing. You just got to listen. And it ain't no multi-level marketing nonsense either. It's going to be straight up sales 101. And if you don't know how to sell, I'm going to teach you how to sell. You guys don't even know about my background and my career and what I've done in my life. That's not why I started podcasting. But you know what? I got to pay the bills too somehow. So it is what it is. But what I want to say is this. Today, the toll, first toll, $17. Then they charged me $9 to get in. Then I had to pay for parking. And Wall Street is the worst area in the world to park. But it was so cold, man. I thought about getting on that train because I don't like to just burn money. Because I can get to the city very quickly with a train. But it's freezing out. And it's been very dangerous. And I am public now, and people have been stopping me everywhere, and I have to worry about my own security, unfortunately. That comes with a heavy price. I've been getting stopped by a lot of you everywhere. Airports, on flights, in a bathroom in Miami. Shout out to the guy in Miami if you're watching. This is Bek Lover. I know you're from Brooklyn. Literally in the bathroom. I'm like, it's very weird. For those of you that don't know what it's like to not really be known, and then overnight people recognize you and come up to you. It's a very weird feeling. I don't mind you. So far, all of you have been awesome. But I got people out there that send me very nasty messages, man. And my DMs, they want to take the Bek Lover out, man. But I'm 300 pounds Albanian, man. Grew up in the streets, man. I got 3,000 cousins, bro. So you want to come at me, come at me. But for what? For my opinion? For expressing how I feel? This makes me the worst person in the world? Like, block me, bro. Block. Move on to the next person. If you want to end someone's life because of their beliefs and what they talk about, you're the one that has problems. Some crazy people don't know they're crazy. You need to go and talk to a doctor. Seriously. Worst case scenario, debate someone. Worst case scenario, you can call them out. There's nothing wrong with that. But to physically harm someone based on their beliefs, come on, man. Come on, man. Everyone yesterday dancing on TikTok and dancing on Instagram, and the war's over in the Middle East, and I know it's not over. And even if there's a ceasefire now, it's going to be just a matter of time before this, in my opinion, depending who's in power in Israel, this will never end until they wipe them out. That's my true opinion. I don't think that the whole people of Israel want that, but I think a lot of their hardliners do. And there's already, I'm hearing violations of it, even though it's technically not in full effect. And they're backing out and they're delaying a vote. And my heart goes out to the innocent people, man. On both sides, okay? But especially what's happened to the Palestinians, which has been called out by the international courts, which led to what happened today to Anthony Blinken. I'm going to play the video. We're going to play that back. Listen to me. I'm going to make this clear again because you have to say it 1,000 times. I believe that all faiths teach people to be good people, including Judaism. I have family that is Jewish. I have friends that I love with all of my heart, especially my Russian Jews. The Jews that left Russia, that work in New York City. I went to school with them, man, in Pace University. Shout out to my man Oleg. Shout out to my man Alex. Shout out to my man, Aleshka. Like, I have some very good friends. And I've told them, I said, listen, you got to learn to separate the two. I got people that criticize what my country does. I hate almost everything America does. I love my country so much that I call it out. And I love my Jewish friends, and I'm calling you out. What has happened there is not right. It was excessive. No one's denying what happened. I've said this throughout the entire thing. I said, be careful with your response. You may have won militarily. You lost so much support. You guys lost. You lost in that aspect. You lost so many people that didn't either know or didn't care. Now they do care, but they care against what you were fighting for. Like, morally, you lost. Physically, you won. It's easy to pull a trigger and drop bombs. You would have won if you exercised some restraint. If you weren't just dropping bombs on kids and women, you could have won if you would have shown some restraint, even if it took longer to weed them out. you could have won a huge victory morally. You could have justified, you could have twisted what happened and made people believe everything you've ever said about them. But you didn't. The opposite has happened. Look at the backlash. Look at people that never called out certain things. They've gone to the extreme now. Now you've created extremists that are not even Arab and Muslim that are against you. It's crazy. So you had a huge backfire from your response. And here we are. But this conflict is far from over. I don't care if they have a ceasefire. How many ceasefires have they had? This thing's been going on for 80 years, man. It ain't over. And all those children that lost their parents, they're going to want revenge. And people that lost their family on your side are going to want revenge. And if we all poke each other's eye out, eye for an eye, eventually the whole world's blind. And that's what's happening to your people, all of you. We have to find a way, man. It's 2025. We're talking about Mars, and we can't even get our shit together here. Killing each other. And yeah, we all say we believe in the 10 Commandments. We all believe in God. And all this does is make people not want to believe in God. That's why I'm not even mad at the atheists. I hope God has mercy on them. We're talking about the Holy Land. There's nothing holy about it. It's disgraceful to everyone, all of us, Muslims, Christians, Jews. We're all guilty. None of us are better than each other. All of us have done things that are wrong, period. And all of us have violated the promises that we made to God in our own books, our own lessons, our own lectures, everything that our faiths teach us. What have we done? We failed, all of us. We have fought. We have failed. So I really pray, man. I'm praying that at least something can come out of this, that this can be the last time that this happens, that somehow humanity perseveres and there's a permanent and lasting solution to what is going on over there, because I promise you it's only a matter of time before the next flare-up. This is updated right now from CNN. Dozens killed in Gaza as Israel delays key vote on truce. Israel's cabinet has pushed a crucial vote on the Gaza ceasefire and hostage deal to Saturday, so they've delayed that. U.S. officials have said they are confident the three-phase deal will go into effect on Sunday, despite the delay by Israel's cabinet to ratify the agreement. Okay, so it's not over. Israel's bombardments killed at least 86 people in Gaza since the announcement of the ceasefire and the hostage deal. Satellite photos show Gaza Strip before and after devastation caused by the Israel-Hamas war. This is on the Associated Press. Let's take a look at this video here. So you can see it before, and this is what almost a year and a half of war looks like. January 3rd, 2025. I don't know. Are you seeing a difference here? June 4th, 2023. Okay, June 4th, 2023. All right. And this is what? January 3rd, 2025. I don't know. I mean, what am I seeing? Is it just this rectangle? I mean, what are they? I don't even know what they're pointing to. That's 2023, May 17. Okay. January 3rd. I don't know, man. This video is confusing to me. I don't really see. I don't think it's. Bottom line is, what we were supposed to see there is that 60% of all the buildings in the territory have likely been damaged by the war. It was turned into a parking lot. And today, this is reported by The Hill and many other major media outlets, U.S. Secretary Blinken gets called out by a journalist because it is hypocrisy to say that we uphold Constitution and human rights and we have these institutions that we support in the United Nations and International Court of Justice, and they get called out for the way they responded to Hamas because many think it's collective punishment, right? Which it clearly was. And instead of saying, okay, if the world says that things may have happened here that are wrong, we should cooperate since we're supposed to be the ones. We're supposed to be the ones that set the example, that even if we have to look in the mirror and say, hey, yeah, we supported Israel, but maybe some of the things they did is wrong and we need to, I'm sorry, you guys have to go to The Hague and you have to answer for this. No, instead, we want to use the Criminal Court of Justice as a weapon to punish other world leaders and get them out of power, basically. But when it's time to to show the world that we can be ethical and we uphold these rules, yo, it's a joke. We have made a mockery of The Hague. We have made a mockery of the International Court of Justice. It is a fucking joke at this point. It is a laughingstock at this point. And if Bibi, Netanyahu, and all of them, and Hamas too, if they committed crimes against civilians, they should be sent there too. But you can't ask them to do it if you're not going to do it. And if he has nothing to hide, let him go to The Hague. My people were in war. They were accused of war crimes. They went. People like Ramush Haradini, former prime minister of the Republic of Kosovo. He was called out. He went to The Hague twice and was released. You got nothing to hide, Bibi. Then go and answer for your actions. You explain to them how buildings miraculously got blown up with 99% civilians and how that's justifiable by rules and justice and the international court. But instead, people are tired of the hypocrisy, man. I'm really praying. You know, my woman was like, listen, I'm very optimistic. Like, she's like, I'm tired of it. She's like, we're all tired. I'm tired of it. I don't care anymore. We're not going to let this people get off this anymore. It has to be like this across the globe. This is the Great Awakening. It's not just about America. It's about the whole entire world. We are each other's keepers. We must demand justice. The problem is a lot of people are full of hatred. They're like, good. I'm glad they're being blown up. They deserve it. What the fuck does a 5-year-old kid deserve it, or a woman, or a kid, or a whole building full of civilians? What the fuck? How do they deserve that, man? It's disgusting, man. Just like when you have some asshole drive a truck in New Orleans, right? No one there deserved that. No one there deserved it. They were not enemies to this guy. He picked out his frustrations and anger and took it out on random civilians, man. Walking down the street during the funnest and closest time of the year for people to be with their family. He created trauma for so many families, man. So when are we going to ask for justice for everybody, man? Not just who we like. To be fair is to do things you don't like. You know, sometimes you have to call yourself out. And that's why they'll never hand over Bibi, because who armed him? We did. Which government? This government. And to allow him to go to the International Court of Justice, if he's convicted, makes them de facto war criminals. That's why this happened today. Here we go.
White flag before Israeli fascism.
We'll have the time to take questions at the end.
Your father-in-law was an Israel lobbyist. Your grandfather was an Israel lobbyist. Are you compromised by Israel? Why did you allow the Holocaust of our time to happen? How does it feel to have your legacy be genocide? How does it feel to have your legacy be genocide? You too, Matt. You smirk through the whole thing every day. You smirk through a genocide.
As we said,
Free press, though, right? They're not allowed to ask a question. They're not allowed to, because, like, to me, it's like when you throw someone out, you de facto make them sound like they're telling the truth in today's world. You got nothing to hide. Address them. Say, well, how did we commit this? And what did we do wrong? And that's what the free speech is all about. We're supposed to be the example to the whole world. Yet every time a reporter says something we don't like or asks a question, even if it's a bad or good, I'm not saying that the reporter's right or wrong. Doesn't matter what the topic is. When you throw them out, I think the way most of us look at it now is you're giving them, you're actually proving the point. You actually make the masses believe that they're telling the truth, because no one believes you guys anymore. No one believes the media anymore. No one believes any of the politicians anymore. They'd be foolish to. So what happens? Another reporter gets up. These are reporters, right? Being thrown out. How's that freedom of press? It's not.
celebrate the return of hostages in Gaza, including Americans, as we look to relief for the people of Gaza. I'm also thinking of all those U.S. citizens who are held wrongfully, who are hostage in countries around the world. I carried with me.
Miller says he doesn't know about the Hannibal directive.
Again, I'm happy to address questions in a few more minutes. I look forward to answering questions in a few more minutes. Thank you.
Freedom of press. This looks like when Saddam Hussein came into power and all the ministers are there and he starts announcing names and they have to get up and leave the room to go be executed outside. That's the only thing missing from this. But freedom of the press, I guess, to ask questions.
May 31st statement to block the ICJ orders. He blocked the ICJ orders.
Please, sir, respect the process. Thank you.
And that's what he's saying. You're blocking the international courts from doing what they were designed to do, to make sure that there was no crimes against humanity. The bottom line is this. If there's a ceasefire, international, neutral, foreign monitors must go in and investigate everything that has occurred over the last year and a half. If there are any suspected alleged atrocities, they need to be investigated. The people that perpetrated it, from the one that gave the command to the one that pushed the button, needs to be held accountable. You have 20,000 women and children that were destroyed. Christian too. So don't forget, for those of you that hate Muslims, a lot of Christians died there also. So, period. And whoever in Hamas, if they did any crimes, if they did sexual stuff, whatever they need to be rounded up too. That's how you bring justice to the world. Not throwing out a reporter who's bringing up a valid point. What are you talking about the process? What process? You create these systems. You say there's justice for the world. We have these courts. And then you don't participate in them because you're being called out. Your people that you supported. Your policies that you put into place. The weapons that you sold them that were dropped on children and women. That's why you won't cooperate. You've made a hypocrisy of our nation. And if I was Israeli, I would be ashamed of Benjamin Netanyahu. I really would. He's your Milosevic. He's your Milosevic. This is why I don't hate all Serbians. The Serbians did to my family what the Israeli military just did to the Palestinian family. And I don't hate all Serbians because I know not all of them supported it. I know a lot of them know that what happened was wrong. They know Milosevic ordered these things. It's undeniable. So how can I hate all of them? Just like many Jews stood up and said, what is happening there is wrong. And to you, to those of you who could look in the mirror and call out your own people, my God, it must feel good to go at night and not be a hypocrite. Because when we said never again, when we shed tears in every Holocaust movie we ever watched, we shed those tears for your ancestors. And you did not honor them, Benjamin Netanyahu, and those that supported what has happened. I said, no one is downplaying what happened on October 7th. This does not make me an anti-Semite. I am telling you, it has tarnished your reputation. It has put a shadow on your nation. Everyone is looking at you different. This was, you won militarily. If we're doing just body count, how many people can we kill? Yeah, you win. You win. But if we're talking morally, if we're talking about how people are viewing the nation, very different time for you. You did not win there. You lost the moral war. You did. You had the right to try to get your hostages. You had the right to hunt down the terrorists. You did not have the right to annihilate doctors and journalists and children in refugee camps. I don't give a shit if one terrorist is hiding amongst them, because that logic never made sense to me. If we use that logic here in America, every time there was a hostage situation, everybody would have been dead. There would be no reason to even try to save the hostages. So I would tell the people of Israel, get rid of Benjamin Netanyahu. Send him to The Hague. If he's not guilty, let the world court decide. Save your reputation. Throw him under the bus. You should be ashamed of his response. You really should. I'm telling you.
Again, I'm happy to address questions in just a few more minutes. I look forward to answering questions in a few more minutes. Thank you.
One of the May's 31st statement to block the ICJ orders. He blocked the ICJ orders.
Please, sir, respect the process. Thank you.
Oh, respect the process. Respect this process. While everybody from Amnesty International, to the ICJ, saying that Israel's doing genocide and extermination, and you're telling me to respect the process. Criminal, why aren't you in The Hague? Why aren't you in The Hague? Why aren't you in The Hague?
Because people want justice. Regardless of what happened, we want to know if there were atrocities committed, both sides, not just the Israeli side, the Palestinian side too. As someone who lost his family in a war, as someone that has a 5-year-old buried, who had his head cut off, I know the pain of people of war. I know what it's like to get that phone call and find out your uncle, your cousins, your friends you spend every summer with are taken from you in the blink of an eye. And it's devastating. It's a pain that never goes away. I know what it's like to go into a place like Gaza after the war's over and see all of your family and your friends in these towns that you spend everything was gone in the Republic of Kosovo except for some of the cities. Annihilated. My aunt's homes. My aunt had just finished building her house 1 year before the war. I actually made a joke about it at the time. I said, Auntie, why are you building the house? You know they're going to come down one day and burn it. There's going to be and that's what happened. I'll never forget it. She threw a dinner to celebrate. They invited the whole village because they just built a new house. And a year later, it was left in ashes, like many people's homes in LA. So what I'm saying is, this is not about hating people or picking on certain people, but if you wanna be fair, man, you want to call them out, and a lot of them did, man, and that's why I love them. That's why I will always say I have Jewish brothers and sisters. I have Christians brothers and sisters. I have Muslim brothers. I have people of all faiths, even Buddhists and Hindus. Some of my best friends are Hindu. I don't judge them. I don't have the right to. I may never agree with their doctrine. Hey, within our own faiths, people don't agree. There's different sects, and Sufi and Shia and Catholic and Protestant and reborns. And who the hell are we to judge each other, man? Just because I don't believe in your doctrine doesn't mean that I should hate you. We can debate about it. You might get worked up like two people that want to debate flat earth and round earth. They'll go at it forever. You're stupid. You're dumb. But we don't need to kill each other over it. It's so fucking stupid. It is so fucking stupid at this point. My God, we could all just live together, man. I know that there's so many people I've spoken to after wars that are like, man, like no one won. We didn't win. And my people's situation, yes, our lives did get a little bit better, but it costed us blood. You know, it costed us family. But the Serbians and the Albanians, like economically, none of us are doing that great. Like, what did we win? All these wars, all these fighting, all this shit. When most young people just want to leave our country now because they can't even afford to live there and have they all have family outside to survive. So who won? It's just crazy to me, man. The whole situation, this whole Gaza thing, man, is just devastating all around, and the world can do better, and the world must do better, and this can't just be a ceasefire. This needs to be a permanent resolution once and for all, where all people have human rights and are treated like human beings, not exterminated, not put into sardine boxes. The world, that means me and you, my friends, because these people ain't never going to do it, must demand a permanent solution to the Middle East. It's disgusting what's going on. It needs to end. We can do better as humans. We can do better. It's just unacceptable. So, Trumpy boy is going in power. He goes in power. Thank you up to everyone in the super chats, by the way. Level Up Gaming, Anwar, thank you. Julian Pie, thank you. I appreciate your support. There's no small amount. It really does help. Trust me, you guys have no idea how much work that goes into this. Please check out yesterday's episode. It was not an Interesting Times podcast. I interviewed Omar Zarabi, an Afghani born in Afghanistan during the Soviet Union invasion, came to America with nothing, started a company out of San Francisco for $1,500. Today he has 8 offices across the world. He employs tons of people. He's one of the leading cybersecurity companies in the world. And he is the epitome of smashing stereotypes. An Afghani man who came as a refugee to build the American dream. His offices are in some of the most iconic buildings in the world. He's also a supporter of my work, and he has sponsored, like given financial support to help me with my work. So I want to thank him. What a beautiful story. I never knew his whole story. I broke down. It was very emotional. So if you want to see me cry, go watch it. Make fun of me. I'm a sucker. What can I say? Thank you, Viosa, also for your donation. So, the 20th, homeboy Donald Trump goes into power. It's going to be the coldest inauguration in 40 years. Freezing. The vast majority of Americans are about to get an extended taste of frigid Siberian weather. Another polar vortex disruption will stretch Arctic air across the top, the globe, and make Donald Trump's second inauguration the coldest in 40 years. It will arrive in Washington well before Trump's inauguration Monday outside the U.S. Capitol. The National Weather Service is predicting the temperature to be around 22 degrees. That's cold. I got called today by Tony Soshi. I'll give him a shout out. He's a good guy. Are you coming to the inauguration? I said, absolutely fucking not. I'm not coming. Absolutely not. I'm not coming. Even if I had front row seats to sit right behind Trump, I'm not going to the inauguration. 3 reasons. 1, I don't trust the environment. Something could go wrong. It's dangerous. 2, it's fucking freezing. And 3, I got work to do. And so do they. What I don't understand is why he's even having a rally. Is he still having that rally? I haven't heard any updates. Is he still doing that rally on the 19th? Let me see this. Trump rally. Is he crazy enough to do this on the 19th? Because why even do it? Why even expose yourself to any type of risk? Let's see. Trump plans limited inauguration festivities despite Trump to hold D.C. rally on July 19th, the day before his inauguration. Why even open yourself up to something happening? You've had assassination attempts. You had the whole J6 thing happen. Why even open up to the risk? Just get in office, man. Just get in. Cancel the damn rally. Do the inauguration. Get the hell out of there. I mean, but who knows? Who knows? You know? Donald Trump vows to help troubled Hollywood with Mel Gibson, John Voight, and Sylvester Stallone. Now we know, when I reported, remember I was saying weeks ago on that episode, why now, Sylvester Stallone? Why would you come out of the woodwork after the election? You stayed out of the politics the entire 8 years. You stayed out of it. And I was going, why did Sly decide to get him? Because when you pick one side or the other, you make the other side mad. They tell you to go screw yourself. They don't support you like they did. I hate Robert De Niro for the way he's acted. I don't support him at all anymore. Whoopi Goldberg. I used to like her. I used to love the movie Ghost. Molly, girl, you in trouble. Love the movie Ghost. Can't stand her now. Cannot stand her. So to me, it was like, why are you getting involved, Sylvester Stallone? Now we know why. Donnie Boy said, hey, Rock, I want you to take over this whole Hollywood thing, you know? Because life ain't how hard you could get hit. It's how hard you could get hit and you keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. So that's what happened there, you know? So that's what happened, man. So I like, you know, and again, remember, Mel Gibson went viral with the whole cancer thing and blah, 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 and with the Joe Rogan podcast. So I don't know, man. I like these guys. I like a lot of their work in the past. I think that they have some characters, some morals. They, you know, although Mel Gibson does have some racist rants in the past and some of that stuff's out there. But other than that, you know, he's a very interesting individual. Let's put it that way. Now, the whole TikTok thing. TikTok's days are limited. Now, I have 30,000 of you on TikTok. I finally started using the damn thing, and it looks like it's going kapoof. But what's more interesting is that in this span of the last couple of weeks, there has been an amazing cultural exchange going on with none other than the Chinese. But it's not happening on TikTok. It's happening because of TikTok on an app that went to #1 known as Rednote. Now, I tried downloading the thing. Half the damn thing's in Chinese, and I was like, I don't trust this damn thing. And you know what? I'm not about to do this again with another app. I'm tired of it. But the left is so angry, and because Zuckerberg is a spineless human being who, if Biden would have won the election, I promise you, he would have never told us about what happened, about him censoring the truth. He would have stayed there, and he would have cooperated with these corrupt oligarchs, because that's what the fuck he was. This administration suppressing the truth, suppressing public debate, suppressing discussions about C that shut us down in 2019. That's oligarchy, undeniable. And if Trump didn't win, I promise you Zucker would have kept going along with that agenda. He is a spineless piece of trash. I just can't post this video on IG. My biggest account. Can't go down. But Rednote people download it. It's basically China's version of TikTok, and everybody on there is only Chinese. So what happened is everyone's like, okay, if they take down TikTok, we're not going to go to Instagram. Fuck Instagram and fuck X. That's what they're saying. I'm not saying fuck X, so don't shadow ban me. This is what the left said. The liberals. So they decided to go to this fully Chinese app without even being able to read, and all the users on there are Chinese. It's been hilarious. If you want to watch something funny, go on there, you're going to die laughing. But what they're noticing is that the people in China are not so hostile, but they also remember they're under surveillance. They can't say, I tried to explain this to my girl. If they say something to criticize their state, they will disappear by lunch tomorrow. A fucking van will roll up and throw them in. If you look at the terms and services, you can't criticize that government. So just because they're being polite, all my family that lived during communism, they were very polite too because they were terrified. They were being surveilled and monitored everywhere. So of course they're going to be polite and they're not going to criticize the leaders. But it's been hilarious. People mistook one of the regular users for the CEO. He looked like a little Mao Zedong. They're talking in broken English. And the Americans are going, listen, we love, chicken and broccoli. They go, what is chicken and broccoli? We love chicken and broccoli. They go, what's chicken and broccoli? Because the Chinese food we eat here is not what they're eating over there, I promise you. So they're going, we love chicken and broccoli, General Chow chicken. What is chicken and broccoli? They're talking back and forth. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. And they're so calm. But what I love what's happening there is the people are like realizing like, we're not enemies, man. Like they're realizing like, hey, we're not enemies. Like we don't have to be enemies because people tell us that. So it's very interesting. So I'm going to play some clips here of people that are called TikTok refugees. They are leaving TikTok to go on this fully Chinese app, fully giving them their information. They're celebrating. And listen to me. This is why I say I'm not right or left. I agree with the liberals on this one. I do. Why do I agree with the liberals? Because if these leaders were so concerned about China and its threat, they wouldn't have allowed to happen what has happened over the last 50 years to our nation. All the work that was sent over there, the technology that was stolen by Chinese spies, the under-table deals, the World Trade Organization, military tech, and I can go on and on and on about what the globalists did to this nation with China. You can't blame the Chinese for wanting to move up. They never got over the opium wars. They look at America as the stepson of the UK. The WAPs, white Anglo-Saxons, they never forgot. These people operate like a hive, man. They're like killer bees. They're patient. They're methodical. They figured a way to rise back up to prominence. They had dynasties for thousands of years before they were invaded by the colonizers. This was how they view the West. There are societies that don't forget. But we don't need to be enemies. But it's funny that they chose the hill that they're going to die on is TikTok. TikTok is how we're going to stop China from... You motherfuckers gave them a back door. You gave them a back door, you hypocrites. That's why I agree with the liberals on this subject. I agree with the liberals. I kind of like what they're doing. They're kind of saying, you know what? You're not going to control us. You're not going to tell us where we can have free speech or not. We're going to go to this app just to spite you. I love it. That's how we should be. But we're not. Let's play some of the clips.
I just want to say thank you. I done came over here from TikTok as a refugee. So please, if you have any advice for me, please teach me your language.
Can you stop chewing ice for a second and we can talk? I need to talk to you. We will.
I love this especially today because the government said we're taking away TikTok because the Chinese government having our data is a threat, to which hundreds of thousands of millennial, Gen Z, and Gen X Americans went, and we, myself included, downloaded an even more Chinese app and went, here's our data. Now give us the dancing cat.
If it were a problem, then Rednote would also not be available in the app stores. Temu, Shein, all of these other apps that are directly tied to American dollars leaving American soil and being invested in the Chinese economy. I sort of live in a bubble where I don't fully understand what anyone could do with my data. I'm a middle-aged fat woman in the middle of the country. What are you going to do? Are we concerned that I switch from Kraft cheese to Great Value?
So everyone's going to Rednote. The exchanges, I mean, I could probably even show you live, but I didn't keep it on my phone, man. The Chinese characters is too difficult to use. They definitely would spy on my ass. Let's cover just a little bit more, because it's very interesting and funny.
Control the government. In the lead up to the TikTok ban, Americans are flocking to the Chinese social networking app Rednote as a way to spite the authorities. Google searches for Rednote are skyrocketing. In China, the app is known as Xiaohongshu, and it literally translates to Little Red Book. Xiaohongshu is now the top free app on the US App Store, and users on Rednote are welcoming Americans, calling them TikTok refugees and asking them for help on their English homework in exchange for Mandarin lessons, and people are trading a lot of cat photos, so that's fun. Will any of this stop a TikTok ban? Doubtful, but some people, including our editorial board, are still holding out hope for a last-minute deal between ByteDance and the US. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe to my daily newsletter, Bloomberg Opinion Today.
It sucks, man, because I started getting traction on TikTok too. I have hundreds of millions of views on TikTok. Literally hundreds of millions. Maybe that's how some of you even found me. So it sucks. I mean, I finally started gaining traction there. A lot of my content will still be viral out there. But it just sucks, man. And it's not for our security, I promise you. If they cared about our security, the Chinese wouldn't be where they are today. I promise you.
TikTok refugees, are you kidding? America's literally burning, and I'm so sorry, guys, that you have to be here. Are you guys actually happy to be here? Just a little heads up, though. Things work a little bit different here. The algorithm is a little bit different.
So they have the opposite effect, okay? Now, not only are they on another Chinese app that's probably even worse for security reasons, they're learning Chinese, they're singing Chinese, they're about to move to China, bro. It had the opposite effect. I like it because it tells Zuckerberg, you don't control us anymore. Maybe it red-pilled them in a way. They woke up. But just like they're being played with now, don't you understand? There's three sides to this. There's left, there's right, and then there's those of us that realize both sides are fucked. And that we need to be on the same team and protect free speech for everyone. How does it feel to be shut down? How does it feel now that Zuckerberg is not doing your work? I warned you, liberals. I warned you. Be careful when you censor other people, because what goes around comes around. And you didn't support what was right. You were cheering it on. But how does it feel now? How do you like them apples? Do they taste good? You should get a Chinese apple.
TikTok 多言，我是小红书上和网友找到了共同点，发现我有很多中国朋友找了很多些，这些公会没有你们这一切都不看。
And Gretchen found herself a new clique and a new queen bee to serve. And Gretchen found herself a
Mandarin phrases for beginners. Welcome, TikTok refugee. 欢迎洋斗难民. My Shayla. 太酷啦. Raw. Next question.
That's what's going on right now, for those of you that may not know. Okay? It's hilarious, man. It's interesting times. Interesting times indeed, my friends. Don't forget, I'm a little rusty. It's been a while since we've been live. Forgive me. I know I've been a little lackadaisical. I was traveling. I had things going on. I'm sorry. But I'm here. And now on to news that just makes me disgusted, man. This is what's wrong with our country, man. I swear to God, this is what's wrong with our country, man. It will not end well for her. I promise you, it will not end well for this woman. E! News reports, OnlyFans Bonnie Blue says she broke the record by having physical contact with over 1,000 men in 12 hours. Okay? She broke the record after sleeping with 1,057 men in 12 hours and was feeling fine after the encounters. Just feels like I've had a heavy day in the bedroom. You're going to have a heavy fucking day in the pits of hell if you don't seek forgiveness, is what the fuck you're going to have.
Like, I am fine. Just feels like I've had a heavy day in the bedroom, which is exactly what I've had. Bonnie Blue has broken a record. The OnlyFans model reveals that she slept with 1,057 men.
It's disgusting. Like, they brag, like, this is what we want to push on our children. I'm ashamed to be American, man. I really am. I'm fucking ashamed. This is not the country that I believed in. We have become the perpetrators of filth to the whole world. We are Babylon. We are the corruptors of the earth. Morality, everything. Disgusting. The OnlyFans model revealed that she slept with 1,057 men in 12 hours, over 1,000 men in one day. Like, she's bragging, like, this is a good thing. Like, you know, this is great. Just feels like I've had a heavy day in the bedroom, which is exactly what I've had. I think if it had continued how it did for the first sort of 3-4 hours, I would have struggled. In another video shared to TikTok, the 25-year-old gave a breakdown of what the day looked like for her. So to start off, I'll give you a bit of an overview. Gangbangs after gangbangs to start with. The room was absolutely full. I mean, it's just disgusting, bro. Absolutely. You have to be a broken human being. This goes for men too. This goes for men too. You must be broken to be able to just sleep with random people. You're not even attracted to them, like, gone. Like, you're gone. Spiritually, you're finished. At this level, and that many in one day, it's just insane to me, man. It's nothing to be proud of. You know? Nothing to be proud of. And then you have this guy who does the same stuff, but in a different way. And, you know, he's prominent. He's got more following than I do, right? This guy's got more followers than I do. And more people watching his nonsense, right? Disgusting, these people. It's funny because I saw this guy getting mad on one episode because, yo, you talking to my daughter like that? You talking to my daughter? And then he turns around, and people who are listening don't even know what I'm talking about. Adam22, he's a YouTuber, podcaster. He does adult content with his wife. He lets guys do things to his wife, record it, release the videos. Okay, this is someone that has no dignity. This is someone that has no morality. This is someone that has no dignity, simple decency. His co-host and him decide to swap wives, and now it's going viral, the story, because a lot of people didn't think that he would, you know, participate in that. And they swapped wives, and like, these are the agendas that are being pushed. I don't think it's by accident. These people's podcasts are bigger than other podcasts that make content with the opposite type of message. That's where you step into play. That's why you need to drop a comment. That's why you need to hit subscribe. That's why you need to hit share, because it's us against people like this. Okay? This is what's being pushed on our children and our nation. This is why we are Babylon. A woman allegedly poisoned her baby and posted videos online for donations. This is the sick world that we live in. A woman in Australia has been charged with poisoning a child and allegedly posting videos after the infant suffering online in order to garner viewers and donations. The 34-year-old woman from Sunshine Coast allegedly administered several unauthorized prescriptions and pharmacy medicines to a 1-year-old girl. It will be further alleged the woman, disregarding medical advice, went to lengths to obtain unauthorized medicines, including old medicines for a different person available in their home. While the child was being subject to immense distress and pain, it alleged the woman filmed and posted videos of the child. This is crazy to me, man. This is crazy to me. The Supreme Court in the U.S. has a case on age limits for adult websites that could affect 19 states. 19 U.S. states have passed laws requiring adult website visitors to verify their age. Yes, this shouldn't even be an argument. Why should children be able to just click 3 buttons and see explicit content? It defiles them. It can destroy them mentally. Children should not be exposed to this. It should be that in all 50 states. In all 50 states, you should have to enter your license to view adult content. There needs to be a buffer between children that are innocent and filth and disgusting stuff. This needs to be across the board. This shouldn't even be a debate. Period. The drinking water of 97 million Americans is contaminated with unregulated chemicals. How to limit your exposure. Over 97 million Americans have been exposed to toxic, unregulated contaminants in their drinking water that could harm their health, according to a new study. The Environmental Protection Agency sets legal limits on over 90 contaminants in drinking water. In their new research, scientists at the non-for-profit Silent Spring Institute found that 27% of the 4,800 public water systems it analyzed had detectable levels of at least one of 4 harmful kinds of chemicals not regulated by the EPA. The water we drink is not safe. I do not drink tap water. I'm not saying bottled water is much, much better, but it probably has a lot less than this. And I try to find spring water if possible. I pay, man, it's just crazy, man. Our water ain't even safe to drink. What else do you want to know about our country? Billions of dollars overseas. Flint, Michigan. I've said it many times on this show. Eric Patrick Thomas, quadriplegic, doesn't even have clean, safe water to bathe in, let alone drink. And we had trillions of dollars for war, destruction, corruption. Our own citizens don't have clean water to drink. What else do you want to know? What else do you want to know? Southwest pilot was removed from a cockpit, booked for DUI. Okay, you just never know who's flying, man. You step on a plane. Every time I step on a plane, I say, Bismillah. In God's name I start. Because you don't know if you're getting off that damn thing. You don't ever know who's flying, man. If you're on a Boeing, it's a Hail Mary already. You know? Crazy, man. Let's see what else we got. Eric Adams meeting with Trump at Mar-a-Lago days before his election. He's there to kiss a little more ass, try to get out of jail. That's why he kissed the ring. So I'm happy about this. Why am I happy? Because Trump is a New Yorker. Eric Adams is the mayor of New York. Eric Adams went along with the globalist agenda to destabilize New York City, allow migrants in, congestion pricing. Everything he's done has been horrible for the city. Continuation of de Blasio, who was the worst mayor in the history of New York City. And this has had a harmful effect. I was in Wall Street today. It was dead, man. Like, what happened to our city, man? So I'm hoping Trump's telling him, okay, I'm going to let you out of jail, but you better turn that city around. You better turn my hometown around. You better turn that city around, Eric Adams, or you're going to jail. You're not going to have a pardon. And if I was Trump, I would hold it the whole 4 years. Hold that pardon card until Eric Adams fixes the city. He's down there like this. Please, Trump, I'll do whatever you want, Trump. Yes, you want me to fix New York? Okay. And watch when he fixes it. I want you to pay attention to New York City. When Eric Adams turns it around, I want you to pay attention to how politicians play with hundreds of millions of people's lives. That they could have been doing these things from the get-go. How many people lost their lives in New York City because of their policies, because of bail reform? If you lost family, you should be suing de Blasio and Eric Adams. You should sue them civilly for the policies, the prosecutor. The way they sued Trump, you should sue the DA in New York. You should. And take it to the Supreme Court or whatever you got to do. Make their lives a living hell because they destroyed yours with their policies. My heart goes out to those families, to those children that were sexually assaulted by these migrants. Playing games, bro. Someone that wasn't playing games, wasn't playing chess, was Wu-Tang Clan. Method Man, one of the prime members of the Wu-Tang Clan, has been accused of punching his daughter's ex-boyfriend in the face. I kind of like him even more now, just hearing the title. Method Man is denying a report that he's been accused of punching the face of a 28-year-old man who once dated his daughter with a closed fist 7 times. The Wu-Tang Clan rapper and actor, 53, was linked to a violent exchange at a Staten Island Crunch Fitness location. The alleged victim had dated the daughter of the entertainer, whose real name is Clifford Smith Jr. Insiders told the newspaper that the victim reported pain to his face and feeling dizzy but refused medical attention. Mr. Smith categorically denies the allegations as reported, a rep to the Daily Mail was told. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to F with. 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 One of the first concerts I ever went to was a Wu-Tang concert. It was at Rutgers University, and it was free. Bill Burr, this is someone that I've had the privilege of meeting. You can go on my Instagram, you see me in some pictures with him. He went off on the insurance companies. He praised Luigi Mangione in a LA fire rant, Free Luigi. So let's see here now. Let's see this clip.
Moved, but the fire was coming and all that stuff. So I feel lucky.
Are you guys back in?
And I think everybody did a great job.
Yeah.
Unlike the internet, you know?
Yeah, right. I know. It's right.
Oh, my God. All of these fire experts.
So, and there he is, former Diddy bodyguard, alleges hip-hop mogul could have been involved in Notorious B.I.G.'s death in a new documentary. I always had a feeling that he might be involved because he was very arrogant and he wanted to be in front of the camera. I truly think so. So we'll see. Elon Musk reveals third person received Neuralink brain chip implant as rival companies pose challenge. Okay, more and more people are plugging in. Scary times if you're worried about certain agendas. In any event, so we're going to cap it here, man. It's good to be back. I love you all. Thank you everyone that super chatted me, from Viosa, Level Up Gaming, Anwar, Julian, and the rest of you. I really appreciate you. Never fall into despair. It ain't over till it's over. Let's hope that this guy does what he's supposed to do. Let's hope that some type of peace comes to the world. Let's hope that what's happening in the Middle East ends once and for all. Let's stick together for once, man. Let's just stick together. Let's do that. This is Bek Lover. I'm signing off. You just watched another episode of the Bek Lover podcast. Interesting times where you might learn a thing or two about life. Check out all my other content. A lot more coming your way, I promise. And we're going to keep doing what we do. You keep doing what you're doing. And thanks for the support. I appreciate it. Till the next time, take care of your soul. Never give up. It's your boy, Bek Lover. Sayonara. Ciao.